Students have been receiving way too much homework where it's become less beneficial for the students while also not having the intent that the education system wanted it to have. Homework is now resulting in sleep deficiency, interference with family time, and much more that we'll discuss on the topic. In a statement given in a documentary titled The Homework Debate documentary, recorded in 2017 by Zoe Huckberg, they talk about how homework received at such a young age is in small quantities, but the homework received at an older age, such as high school or college levels, is outrageous and way too much for students to handle. Results shown by the National Sleep Foundation found that 62% of older adolescents get inadequate sleep, with 21% of younger adolescents getting a reasonable amount of sleep. This alone shows that older students are spending up way past their bedtime at midnight finishing their homework compared to younger students who get less homework, finish it on time, and get a good night's rest while older ones stay up too much due to this problem. Homework isn't all that bad, but the amounts that students have been receiving is way too outrageous and causes way too much problems, which I'm going to discuss why we should lower the homework that students are receiving and why it's a problem. I'll be going over why we have been receiving way too much homework, the problems with the homework students have been receiving and the amounts of it, and the solutions to the problem and the issue at hand. Starting things off, is there any reason why students are receiving way too much homework than they've ever had in recent history? There is some logic behind it, which I'll be discussing. A magazine article written by Lori Hugh for the Harvard Ed magazine in 2012 states that during the 1980 era, the United States was falling during a time which was so-called the rising tide of mediocrity, being mediocre. The government blamed the education system, which made them push for students to have a higher intelligence level, or IQ. One of the effects of this would be the increase of homework. Another would be that the intent of homework and what it has. According to a news source from CBS Los Angeles in 2016, a professor named David Baca, an administrator of instruction, said, in general, it is reinforcing the learning that took place that day and beginning to teach students responsibilities. This is one of the reasons why the education system loves homework, because of the intent that it has behind it. Now that I've discussed the cause, I'll be talking about the problems that are resulting from the increase of homework and the amounts of it. One of them would be the lack of sleep, which I've already discussed, but there's more to talk about. A statement brought up by an article from Zebra School from 2021 talks about how the minds of young ones still don't have a fully developed brain. Sleep helps with the brain, and staying up past midnight trying to finish the amounts of homework that students have been receiving recently, it is too much for them. And when they go to sleep, they're not getting the amount that they need to help develop their brain. This could result in major catastrophes in the future, and it is why we as students need to receive more sleep from this. Being of the cause of less homework, which we'll hopefully get one day. Another problem at hand would be the loss of family time. An argument presented by STM Preschool, written in 2022, having too much homework affects with bonds in family. You always want to create relationships and something that you can attach on. One's main life is through the experience you have with that family, and it is extremely crucial for one to have that experience. As one that doesn't have that, not only doesn't have the experience with one of the family members, or family in general, but having trouble in the real world, such as making connections, being disciplined, and much more. And this is due to students staying way up past their bedtime and not talking to their family at all, but rather focusing on homework and going straight to bed, making no conversation at all. Another problem at hand would be stress. Stated by E.A. Hay in 2022, the amount of homework is unbearable. Pressure makes them lazier and lowers their intelligence level. Since there is a time crunch for all homework assigned, it is too much pressure for all of the things that the students are going on, since they also have a life that's going on. And with all that stress and all that pressure, the amount of homework piled on top of that is way too much, and it just causes stress and pressure to go way up the roof, causing major problems. But what are the solutions to this? One solution presented by Aaron Sams and Jonathan present that we should do something known as flipping the classroom. This is where class time is spent into homework time, and home time instead of homework would be watching lectures and how to do the homework. So when you go into class, you would write down and finish the homework since you watch the lectures at home, knowing how to do the homework with the help of the teacher. Benefits from this, since it's been done, from Harvard University, where there is an increase in flexibility and communication within the students and the pace of which students learn. An alternate solution would be a no homework tracking system, an idea talked about in an article by the Education Week by Peg Dawson. Similar to flipping the classroom, everything will be done in the classroom. Problems would be that we would need more time in the classroom. Solutions to this would be summer school or more time to the mandatory amount that we are spent in the classroom, such as normal days, would just be increased more. But the pros to this would be that there would be no homework at all. There are many things to discuss, but I've educated you on the topic enough where you can create your own consensus and be on the side that we should lower homework. How the education system was pressured into assigning more homework, creating problems such as sleep deficiency, stress, and the loss of family time. How solutions would be flipping the classroom or a no homework tracking system. The education system is way too outdated and inefficient, but that is another topic for another day. But one of the big problems is homework and the amounts that it's received. We need to fix this issue before it becomes an absolute catastrophe, and we need to do it as a team, as a society. Thank you.